Hey everybody, it's Darren again. I thought I'd kind of go into more detail about what was in the last video as far as the whether or not to get your CDL through a school, contract out to a company, or get it by yourself. Now, I don't have any first-hand experience on contracting with a company, but everything that I've seen so far from other drivers that I've talked about contracting out with a company to get your CDL, it's been a horrible experience for them. I haven't heard one good experience from anybody that's contracted out with a company. And then it's not just one company, it's several different companies that they've contracted with, or several different companies that people have contracted with. Now, the most common thing is when you sign that contract, you're basically theirs until the contract's up. If you're not running the miles, then they're gonna, I guess, dick with you a little bit. So you pretty much got to keep running. Now, as far as the other stuff goes, the training, I guess it's just kind of hit and miss. You might have a really good trainer and you might not. My trainer that I had here at Warner when I first started, he was awesome. My buddy, his trainer, when he started, he was awesome as well. There's a lot of good trainers here at Warner. There's bad trainers too, but those bad trainers, they are weeding those out. I know whenever I was here last time, that a lot of the trainers were on the Dollar General accounts, and they would make the trainee unload the trucks, or they'd have them unload the trailers. Well, I guess they started getting rid of those trainers. I don't know if they fired them or they just had them stop training, but I guess they've really cracked down on that now. So you can't get free labor. Well, free miles, I guess. But any company you go with, you're going to have good and bad trainers. Now, if you contract out to a company, you are going to be stuck with them no matter what. If you do not fulfill the contract, you're into the deal, they are going to take that money that you owe them one way or the other. Now, some people, that's alright. But a lot of people, they've never driven before. They've never been away from home before. And I can tell you this, the promises of home time, not going to happen. Especially when you're training. You'll be gone for anywhere from 3 months or more. Some places 3 to 6 months before you get home. Now, something that they say sometimes is that you'll have time off, like on the weekends. You'll be off on the weekends. That's not necessarily that you're going to be home on the weekends. The trainer's going to be home on the weekends, and you're going to be off in a hotel somewhere. I mean, the hotel is paid for, but I guess it's kind of a play on words. You're going to be off on the weekends, but you're not going to be home. This is definitely not your 9-to-5 job. It's a different world out here. It really is. Whenever I started, the first year, I was only home like 16 days. Now, I could have been home a lot more, but I didn't. I needed to make the money, so that's what I did. Other people, they like to be home every week or every other weekend, things like that. Now, when I first started driving, I didn't have any kids. I do now, and I like to get home every probably about once a month, I'd say. you know, with having another baby coming along, you gotta have money. There's nothing in my area that pays as good, so gotta go to driving. But if you have a family, well, let's say this: if you are single and you don't have any kids, and you don't really have much family, as far as like, you know, you just constantly see them every day, then driving shouldn't be very hard for you to adjust to. You know, you're just going to be living the bachelor life, or, you know, bachelorette. I don't know how that's said, but because I mean, there's female truckers out here as well. If you've never been away from your family for an extended period of time, that's something that's going to be very hard for you. You know, it's very hard for me whenever I first started. Well, it's still kind of hard, you know, not getting to see your kids as often as, you know, you want to. But and this is where it is different for everybody. Some people, they're fine with that. I talked with the driver. He hasn't been home in years. I don't know how he does it, but I don't know. But no, my buddy, he has kids as well. A lot of us out here, they do have kids, but it's just something that you're gonna have to outweigh the benefits and all that stuff, the pros and cons. Yes, you're going to make a lot of money. Well, your first year, you're not going to make a lot of money. I'm not going to promise you that. The first year, your pay is going to suck. But after that, you know, the second and third year, and for however long you stay out here, you're gonna make more money with each year. So some companies, it's different. Now, the reason why I say you're not going to make a lot of money the first year is the first year you're going to be learning a lot of stuff. Well, you're always going to be learning a lot of things. You're never going to know everything to do with trucking, and if you do, you probably shouldn't be driving anymore. So this truck here, it does have the optimized idle, which is nice. I've actually got to get the fan looked at. It's really loud. The reefer on this reefer here is really loud. The others are kind of quiet, but this one's not. And I'm actually not sure how the audio is. I don't know if you can really hear it in the background or not, but if you do, I do apologize. But to get back on the topic, if you go with the school, I guess some colleges do it now. Or you can go to like a CDL school, like Roadmasters. There's some other ones out there. I know we had a drop yard when I was here last. It was at a trucking school in Virginia, I think, Thornboro or something like that, Virginia. I don't know if we still have that drop yard or not, but I mean, you can do a Google search and find out what all is in your area, and go from there. I mean, find out what the costs are going to be, whether or not you can swing those costs, because some schools can be very expensive. Now, with me, I think it was like $7,500 or something. I had to pay a couple hundred down, and the rest of it was billed or financed. And not everybody can finance things like that, you know. Like a lot of people getting into trucking, they're doing it to make the money, because where they're at, they're not making a lot of money. And financing something like that, it's going to cost money. Now, with that being said, a lot of companies do offer tuition reimbursement, which means that they'll pay, well, each company is different, but they do pay a certain amount each, I think each week or each month or something like that, to help you pay for the schooling. Now, that's what I did with Warner. Got that mostly paid off, and then I left before it was paid off, but I just finished paying it out myself. But that is another thing that you're going to have to consider, is if you go to a school, you're going to be forking out quite a bit of money, and if you fail, you fail, but you still got to pay that money back. You know, it's not free. But if you go to a school, you know, each state's different and all that stuff. I'm not sure how each state is, but with mine, they did offer the hotel. I had to pay for supper. The hotel came with breakfast and stuff, and you'll just have to contact the school and see what all is offered there. But if you go through a school, you're going to have to pay for the permit. There's some other stuff I can't remember. It's been for years. But you're going to have to pay for the permit, and then the license whenever you get your CDL. Now, that can be a couple $100. If you go through a like a company where you rent the truck, you can do that. A lot of companies, I guess, nowadays want you to go through an actual school. But if you do that, it'll cost you anywhere from $300 to $1,000 or more dollars to rent the truck out for a certain amount of time. And you'd have to have your permit beforehand. You had to have for Oklahoma, I think it was 14 to 16 days, and then you could test out. And if you passed, you passed, and if you failed, you were still out the money for the truck, and you have to come back and rent the truck again to take the test. And if you keep failing, you get pretty much 3 tries, and then after the third time you fail, you have to wait 30 days. That's how it used to be. Like I said, each state is different. But if you're doing the rental truck thing, if you fail that many times, you're just out that much more money. Now, if you go through the school, you're still going to be out, you know, quite a bit of money. And if you contract out with a company, you're not going to be out much money at all. But in doing so, you're pretty much their slave. Whatever they say goes. If you're not running enough miles, you're going to have to pick it up. You know, it's kind of shitty the way it is. In my opinion, if I was doing everything over again, I would still not contract out with a company. I mean, everybody has to weigh out their own options. If you have no other way to do it, then do it. But you're going to have to understand some things. And sorry, whenever the truck turns on, the lights shut off. But whenever you decide what you want to do, you know, go from there. But I'll be doing another video as far as what to expect when you're out on the road. And I'm kind of nasally. I do apologize. Sinus has been kind of messed up, and that's another thing with being over the road. I'll go into that in another video. Had a bit of a scare, but I'll explain that to you guys later. But for now, that's all I can think of. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Now, yeah, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. But until next time, I do hope that you guys are all safe and cool, because it is hot out there. Stay hydrated, and I do hope you have a good day. Drive safe.